In this week's Q2 Rewind, 23 years ago this week, President Bill Clinton made a historic visit to Billings, which included a town hall meeting right here in the Q2 studios.
Hello again, I'm Gus Koenig, waiting, just as you are, for President Clinton to arrive in Billings.
So we got a call from the White House a week before the event happened, and the White House advance team asked if we would like to host the president in a town hall meeting. First, I thought I was being put up to something by one of my silly friends, but indeed it was the White House, and we accepted right away, not knowing the enormity of what we had just accepted.
This is Heather Jennings on board Air Force One.
We were able to get Heather down to Colorado Springs. She boarded Air Force One and basically had the trip of a lifetime.
As Air Force One taxis in at Billings Logan International Airport.
And on final approach, we were talking with Heather, and all of a sudden the president came into the area that Heather was sitting and handed the phone over to President Clinton. And I will always remember what he said when Gus Koenig asked him, "Mr. President, welcome to Montana."
Thanks, I'm glad to be here. I just watched myself land on your station. Air Force One looks good against the Montana sky.
Here we go. Here's our two-day visit by President Clinton.
People are wondering just what the president is going to be talking about. Vic, what's your read on this?
I don't look for him to talk a great deal about Bosnia, even though it's a very hot topic.
You know, the president really did a lot of things while he was here. He went golfing. He went to the Kit Kat Cafe and went to Walker's Grill.
He ate about as much as I've ever seen anybody eat. They started with Mediterranean pizzas, and then he had black bean soup, which isn't exactly the lightest soup we have, you know.
We needed to prepare the studio for a town hall audience, and when we had the president inside of our building, it really takes on a whole new dynamic for everyone.
Live from Montana's news station, this is a KTVQ town hall meeting.
He got to the building about an hour before the town hall meeting was scheduled to start. My wife Madonna and I were able to meet him along with Kelly Sugai, who was the general manager at that time, and his wife.
And there is the president, President Bill Clinton.
In the loading dock area of all places, Secret Service was very concerned about entrance and exits.
Now shaking hands with News Director John Stepanek.
The head of Secret Service told me when the president arrived, he leaned over and said, "Your building is now the most secure building in the world." And I went, all right, well, that probably doesn't happen every day here at KTVQ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
What we wanted to do and what he wanted was questions from the audience.
More sulfur dioxide.
You made the point. I'll look into it. I can't answer the question specifically.
A Canadian mining company is proposing a gold mine just 2.5 miles from the northeast entrance to Yellowstone Park.
There has to be an environmental impact statement filed on this.
What can you do to protect my dad?
And maybe the most important thing I can do is to remind the American people that the people that work for the federal government are citizens and human beings too.
Mr. President, if the Republicans rewrite the Endangered Species Act or the Clean Air and Water Acts, will you veto that revision?
Well, it depends on what they do. If this bill the House passed on clean water passes, I'll veto that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was amazing to see the relief on everyone's face when the president leaves your airspace. All the way from his staff to Secret Service, certainly to the Q2 staff who had worked very, very hard for the entire week. There was a huge sigh of relief from everyone.
Very cool. And that town hall meeting was broadcast live nationwide on C-SPAN. And a huge shout out goes to our own Stan Parker and Justin Hosa for putting that piece together.